So, how does a company that was founded before the telephone was even invented manage to not just survive, but totally dominate in the age of AI? That's exactly what we're going to dig into today by taking a look at American Express. Okay, let's get into it. I mean, think about this for a second. On the one hand, you've got this company that's been around since 1850. That's almost 175 years old. But on the other hand, they were already putting their first machine learning models to work way back in 2010. So this is not a story about some old company trying to play catch up. This is about a company that saw where the world was going and they got there early. So what's their secret? It's not just about adapting. It's about building something entirely new right in the heart of the old. They essentially built a powerful modern AI engine, and it's running the show from inside this iconic, historic company. Now, to pull off a transformation this huge, you can't just wing it. They broke it all down into a really simple but kind of brilliant framework. Everything they do with AI rests on three core pillars. And here they are: productivity, protection, and growth. Simple, right? First, use AI to make all their internal work more efficient. Second, use it to protect their customers and, their brand. And third, use AI to find brand new ways to innovate and grow the business. Let's break each one down. First up, productivity. This is all about using AI to give their own employees superpowers, basically. Giving them tools to work smarter, faster, and just better. And the results, well, they're pretty incredible. Okay, get this. Amex has about 5,000 elite travel counselors. They rolled out an AI-powered assistant just for them, and a whopping 85% said it made them more efficient and actually improved the quality of their travel advice. That is a massive win. And it's not just for the people talking to customers. They launched a generative AI chatbot for their own employees' IT support. For when your laptop is acting up. The result? It slashed the number of problems that had to be escalated to a human expert by 40%. Now this is where it gets really cool. They're boosting both their tech teams and their customers. Their 9,000 software engineers got a 10% productivity lift from an AI coding assistant. At the same time, customers using the mobile app got 26% better search results. So everybody wins. All right, let's shift gears to the second pillar, which you could argue is the most important one of all: protection. Because in the world of finance, security isn't just a nice to have, it's literally everything. I mean, really think about it. When it comes down to it, American Express isn't just selling you a piece of plastic or reward points. What they're really selling is trust. And this is where their decade-plus of experience with AI really, really shines. This quote from the company says it all. They've been using AI to sniff out fraud since 2010. And because they've been doing it for so long, they've gotten really good at it. It's how they've managed to consistently have the lowest fraud rates of any major card issuer in the US. And that brings us to the third and final pillar: growth. This is where Amex goes on offense, using AI not just to be more efficient or more secure, but to actually create brand new experiences and expand the business. Their strategy for growth is pretty smart. On one side, they're using all the data they have to create these super personalized experiences for customers. But on the other, they're looking outside their own company. Through their investment arm, AmEx Ventures, they're actually funding the next wave of AI startups. That gives them early access to cutting-edge tech. So we've talked about the what and the why. But now let's peek behind the curtain and look at the who. Who are the actual people inside Amex making all of this AI magic happen? They have this really clever two-track approach. You've got your standard teams in the business units, and they're focused on using AI to solve problems today. But then they have this special group called the Frontier Research Team, and their job is to look years into the future, to explore the really big foundational ideas that could change the whole game. And we're not talking about a small team in a back room. This is a global force of PhDs and top-tier machine learning researchers in the US, the UK, and India. And they're not just working by themselves. They're partnering with world-class universities like Cornell to stay on the absolute bleeding edge of what's possible with AI and finance. But here's the key. All of this brainpower isn't just stuck in a research lab. It has to translate into real-world benefits for customers. And a perfect example of this comes from their global business travel division. Check this out. They launched a new AI virtual agent for travel questions. In the initial trial, almost a third of people were able to get their issues completely resolved by the AI without ever needing to talk to a person. That's a huge deal. Faster service for the customer and way more efficient for Amex.
And for their big corporate clients, they've rolled out something called natural language query. It basically means a travel manager can just type a normal question in plain English, like, show me our top 10 travel routes by cost. And boom, they instantly get back a chart with all the data. No more messing with complicated spreadsheets.
And because they're a global company, this isn't just an English-only thing. They're rolling it out right away with support for French, Spanish, and German to make sure all their key customers around the world can use these powerful new tools. So when you put this all together, the big takeaway becomes crystal clear. For American Express, AI is not some shiny new side project. It's a core, foundational part of the company, literally woven into the fabric of everything they do, from how they work, to how they protect you, to how they plan to grow. And that kind of leaves us with one final, pretty fascinating question. If a 175-year-old company is already this far along with AI, it really makes you wonder, what does the future of the entire financial industry look like for everyone else? What's coming next?